Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is the first sound design research video recap. It's a recap video. It's a recap video because the point of what I was supposed to do with this video is that every so often, I don't know how long, maybe every day, maybe every other day, I'll stream on Twitch. I'll stream me basically dicking around making sounds. Not necessarily for any particular purpose or any drive, just to make stuff for stuff's sake and see where it goes. And because it's so unplanned and not very, poignant, I wasn't going to record any of it. And I was going to record what I'm doing right now, which is a recap video where I'll just explain what I did during the stream. And if you want to see, if you want to be here for the future versions of this, follow me on Twitter or Facebook, and I usually announce when I'm doing these things. Or follow me on Twitch, and then you'll get alerted when I go on stream. However, this took a turn for the weird, and I ended up making a track. Didn't plan on doing that, but let's sort of dig through here and see how this came to pass. It all started when I made this. Well, a version of this anyway. This is a patcher. What this is I decided that I wanted to make a monster vocoder and then do my Neuro processing on it, which is to say that EQ mod and then distortion and EQ mod stacking, but on a vocoder sound. So the vocoder sound that I made was pretty standard in terms of the stuff that I do. I have the citrus with the ring modulation type sharp bass, distorted, and then I'm using Harmor as the modulator source. So I am actually automating via here the time position of the modulator, which as it happens is literally the recording the modulator. And then it's going into a Vocodex. There's settings and whatever, and then it goes through, all this is pretty basic. If you've seen any of my how to bases in like the past 100 of them, past 20 of them, you will have seen every step I used to make this. Once I did make it, I decided that I was going to record it and then turn it into Serum wavetables, which I did. And actually, this was the actual modulation that I recorded that I turned into these tables. I made two versions: this guy, the original dude, and this guy, which is the squarified version, and it has some FM going on. I am actually using these sounds inside the track going on here. So I am using the Serum's version. These guys are this guy. It's a little complex because I ended up using the same automation source for both of them, and one of them is the square version, and one of them is the saw version. It's pretty obvious which one's which when you hear it. And then I also kept the original source and just used different modulation sources, different types, just to have the sound. Because as much as recording the modulation into Citrus, Serum lets you have kind of that modulation and lots of fun with it. The original sound is still the original sound, and you can still kind of do more with it, if you've got it. And then after I got that far, I decided that I was gonna make a track to kind of see how well the stuff worked, and that was when I made this, or at least a version of this. Actually, the first version I made was this. Made that. Now, other cool things, I ended up changing it. There's a reason why I changed it out, and I'll get to that in a second. But other cool things is that I decided that I was going to use the Citrus kick drum that I made for how to kick one as my actual kick, and I am also using the snare, but only in conjunction with the real snare. Because while the kick worked out pretty good, the snare left much to be desired. So it's layered with that guy to make that business. I got some hats layered in there and whatever. And, the setup in terms of how the track works is pretty also standard for how I generally do tracks, which is to say, everything's being sidechained. There's a drums bus where everything's going together, and then it's going into the master, and that's just sort of what's going on. Yeah, and then I decided I was going to make an intro, and then I had a very specific idea about how I wanted vocals involved, and I ended up recording myself. And I recorded myself and pitched some stuff down, and then I got this. And that's my vocal hook for this track. And other new things for me include that I did a snare buildup in the Rise, which I have never done before, ever. Literally never. And yeah, this is the most, as people were saying in the chat, the most never say die thing ever for me. So yeah, I'm just going to play through what's here. I am probably going to finish this. I don't know how seriously I could take this track though, but yeah, we'll see kind of how this worked out. I'll also record this and put it on SoundCloud so you can listen to it again in more reasonable quality. I would say it's kind of loud, but I sort of already played it without telling you. So if you had it turned up too loud, I apologize. And as before, I will notify your next of kin. Anyway, here's the track. So yeah, this was fun. If you're wondering what basses were what, it's pretty obvious which ones were the big vocoder ones with all the animation. Every other bass were those two Serums. Every single one. Even the weird sounding ones. Every single one of those was those two Serums. Every other sound was like a harmor or something like that. I think actually, yeah, everything like the chords and the leads and whatever, those are all harmors. But every bass modulation is sourced from those two that one wavetable with the square version and the not square version inside Serum. Honestly, this makes Massive make a lot more sense to me. Although I will always prefer Serum just because I can make my own tables. It's so much better to me than, using Massive stuff. If only because I know everything about what I did, which might not necessarily matter to anybody but me. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let me think right now what I want my schedule to be in terms of these things. I could do it every day. I could do that. I guess I'll do it every day I'm not doing something else. I don't mean by recording videos either. Like when I'm doing how to base or whatever, I'll record that. But every day that I'm not doing either a guest stream track from scratch, some other live stream based thing, I will stream this just to ensure that I'm doing something every day. Unless I'm like not home, because for example, in 2 weeks, I'm going to play a show in Ohio. Columbus. It'll be at Scully's Music Diner on the 22nd of October, I think. I'm pretty sure about that. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Why not? I'll commit to every day. Let's do that. Yeah. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. And as usual, have a nice day.